What you actually do in construction studies, the clue is very much in the name. It's based around how to build houses and all the different stages along the process of building houses. Now that incorporates a few different sides of it. There's a lot of drawing and architectural stuff in it, so it's very well suited for kids who are aiming at the construction industry. So architect, carpenters and anything in between.
I chose this subject because I know students tend to do very well in the exam and get a very good grade, and sometimes it even tends to be their best grade in their leaving certificate as a whole. It's also not fully reliant on the exam, it's only 50% for the exam. The other 50% comes with 25% on the day of practical and 25% on your portfolio and project. It also covers a lot of stuff for after school skills, such as the practical and project building.
With that construction element as well comes a lot of practical skills, and the subject then is broken down between a practical element and a theory element of study. That breakdown is very straightforward, and for any student looking to do construction studies, even though it sounds like a complicated subject, which it is in some ways, it's actually very straightforward. You have a 50% exam element at the end of the year, but the flip side, you have another 50% which is very much in the student's control. That's broken up with a 25% day test, which involves coming in, using your practical skills, which you learn over 2 years, using that from saws to chisels and a few machines to make a project. You have 4 hours to make the project, and that works out at 25% of your grade. The other 25%, as I said, is also very much in your control. That is a project and a portfolio. Those two come together to add up to 25%, and the good thing about those is we control them. So for students who might be looking at construction studies, the biggest benefit I would say to is 50% at least is very much in your hands. You can control the project and the portfolio, and if you do a great job in them, which you very much control, as I said, you can go in and do a great job in the exam and get a very good result.
Some of the topics that I like are the practical. Obviously it's very good because if you're a creative student, you have a lot of control over what you can do. You get to design your own project and you get to put it together yourself and assemble it, and basically just coming up with the ideas is actually really fun. You wouldn't think about it actually is. I also really like learning about how the houses are built. You get to learn a lot about what types of foundations are used in houses and why, and where they're used as well. But the difficult thing is it can be challenging because there is a lot of details in the drawings, and if you don't make them up you can lose marks, but as long as you work hard you're going to get your marks on it. It is a lot of work in the subject with the portfolio and the drawings and the many different questions, but if you stay tipping away all year and doing your bit of study, and if you do 1 page a week for your portfolio, you should be flying it and you should get the marks that you deserve.
For any student considering construction studies, just to explain the day-to-day routine is fairly, again, it's a nice routine for the year, which we follow straight through from the start to the end. It's effectively 3 classes a week, and the good news is 2 of those classes a week are generally practical. So that's why I love the subject, because it's not me sitting at a desk talking to you. We're out, we're mixing around, moving between projects and portfolios, at least 2 classes a week. So it's 2 hours of up and making projects, working with machines, working with your hands. A big element that's also not considered as much by students who normally are thinking about the subject is, in construction studies, design is a huge element. If you're going to do construction studies, you really have to work hard on your design, because the best grades, the best projects are really designed well, and not a lot of people realise that. Yes, you have to be good at making stuff with your hands, and that's a key part, but those students who are really creative and really good at designing and then can go make the projects, they do really well. So it's a very active subject, it's a very practical subject, and as I said, it's very straightforward. If you come in and you do the subject, if you work hard, you'll do well.